This is a reading for Casper Network coin. Casper Network is a proof-of-stake blockchain network optimized for enterprise and developer adoption. Casper Network is the first live blockchain built off of the correct by construction Casper specification, allowing the network to create sustainable new markets and unlock value by tokenizing nearly any asset without compromising performance or security. I will leave links in the description so you can read more about Casper. This coin chart reading does not use any technical analysis. I am looking at the date of Genesis and understanding how the astrological transits in the sky affect this coin's lifespan and its trading capabilities. So the date of Genesis, when it first started trading with the public, is March 29th, 2021. Its symbol is CSPR. 8 a.m. Pacific time is the time that it was released, and the location was San Diego, California. The sun is in Aries, which represents the coin, and the moon is in Libra, which represents the people, traders, and users. And for the sake of this video, when I refer to the traders, the users, or investors, I'm just going to refer to them as users. Mars and Saturn are both planets that are very important to this chart. Mars rules the sign of Aries, which rules the sun, so the chart ruler is Mars. And Saturn is the ruler of the midheaven, because the highest point of the chart is in the sign of Capricorn, and Saturn rules Capricorn. So Casper Network, the sun gives Casper its aggressive drive to succeed, bold trading moves, and bold developmental ideas. It's appealing for users and investors. There's a confident, pioneering energy that surrounds Casper. Venus's position next to the sun in this chart gives a special magnetism and ability to attract very influential partnerships. These partnerships are very important to Casper coin itself. One of the ways that financial abundance will come with this coin is through these partnerships. It'll help to increase the value of this coin. Saturn gives Casper the ability to make an impact in the crypto space, to be successful and very innovative. It has a drive for success, a very strong drive, and is determined. This could be coming from the developers and the people who have created this coin, or even the companies that are behind Casper, because there's Casper Labs and another company that is behind this Casper coin. Saturn is also giving Casper this unlimitedness. Financial limitations do not seem to hinder Casper, meaning there's nothing in the chart showing that it's being hindered by any. Finances are not hindering Casper. Uranus is showing that Casper has epic profit-making capabilities. There could be a sudden increase in the price, exponentially giving traders an X% amount of gains. Now, this won't happen all the time. It'll depend on the transits that are happening. Different transits that happen could make the price of Casper increase substantially. And it can go the other way. It could decrease substantially as well. There is an ability to make substantial profits with this coin, with trading. Casper is very persuasive. It can capture the attention of the users. How it communicates itself, whether it's branding or what it's actually doing, how it advertises itself to people, it's very persuasive. Moving on to the moon. The moon is in Libra. So this is telling us that the users, they love the transparency. They are able to adapt to changes, and they support changes as well, as long as they're transparent and fair, wanting to keep things in checks and balances. The moon is not the coin. The moon is the users, the people who are using this, behind this, and the investors in this. The Venus-Sun aspect in this chart makes Casper even more magnetic to the users. This is because Libra, the ruler of Libra, is Venus. So the fact that Venus is right next to the sun, it's just giving off this element of extra magnetism, really drawing the users to the platform, whether it's the UI experience or the platform experience itself. Maybe they like how it works. It's easy to work with. Whatever the case is, it's very appealing. What does hinder this coin is Casper's communication. There's an imbalance in the drive to achieve and satisfying the users. Again, Casper has the ability to be very persuasive, but there could be a challenge with keeping its word or promises, such as overpromising, underdelivering. It's something to be aware of. There could be power struggles between the investors and Casper coin itself, or with the partnerships that Casper has and the users. There's some sort of opposition between the moon and the sun, between the users and the coin project itself. There's something that they do not disagree on, and it's coming from the communication, how Casper communicates itself with these users. Now, the aspect that is showing us this disagreement, it is showing that the coin, Casper itself, the sun, and the moon are on two different levels. The aspect is called contraparallel. It's similar to an opposition, but it's not an opposition. Think of a building. Sun is on the top floor, the moon maybe is on the bottom floor. That is what is causing this issue. There's also some power struggles between the investors and Casper. Could be with the partnerships that come on board to Casper, shifting the power in a different direction, the users not feeling that they are supported any further, but there's a power struggle here that is a cause for concern. Now, the limitations don't come from finances here, but it comes from the innovative changes Casper wants to make in order to grow and transform itself. There's an outside influence that causes a limitation on Casper coin, which would cause the price to be affected. So again, it's not the finances, that it's not being affected due to lack of finances. It's due to an outside force coming in and somehow limiting the ability for Casper to increase in price. Casper, it does have the ability to overcome these limitations. That's where Saturn comes in. Saturn is in a very good placement with the sun. That's very important. Jupiter, which is another important planet, does not have any aspects, does not talk to the sun. That doesn't mean that there's no financial capabilities of this coin. The users and the partnerships are going to increase the value of this coin. Now, also one thing important to note that the negative points that I have made about this coin, the aspects are involving squares. So what that means is it's a challenge. Most of them are squares. It's a challenge that can be overcome. And again, Saturn will help overcome those challenges. My biggest concern with this is the sun's aspect to the moon and the fact that it's happening in its natal chart when this coin was released to the public, indicating disagreements between the coin itself and the investors, opposing points of views between them. It's a tense and challenging aspect, indicating that at some point in this coin's life there will be some turmoil. And this turmoil could lead to complete reorganization of the coin, starting from zero again, starting from scratch, starting over, or a merge with another project, possibly a fork, but at some point in this coin's life there will be a very abrupt, large change, and that's just something to look out for with this coin. But also keep in mind there's these epic profit-making capabilities as well, the ones that involve Uranus and Mars especially. So when there's Mars transits, the coin's price movements will volatilely move, whether it's up or down depending on the transit. Does Casper have longevity in its future? Is this coin going to make it? That is up to the investors, Casper's transparency, and have clear communications in all types of relationship, investors, partnerships, users, and the ability to deliver on its promises. Moving on to the Neptune-Mars midpoint. This is a very important point in any chart, any business chart, crypto coin chart. This is a line that if any planets or points are touching this, then the coin will not succeed. This coin is showing that nothing is touching these points. When there are planets or points that touch these degrees, 3 degrees Taurus and 3 degrees Scorpio, you can expect the price of this coin to go down because these are just very challenging points in the chart that indicate downward price movement. Key trade dates for potential price movement for Casper. First one is September 19th. The transiting Mars is trining natal Mars, and Mars is the chart ruler of Casper. This will be very beneficial to the price for a price increase. September 25th, you have transiting Uranus, which is retrograde, squaring natal Jupiter at 22 degrees. This is a hard aspect, so the price movement will be negative for this trade date. Very volatile because Uranus is involved. Also on September 25th, transiting Mercury is squaring natal Mars. So because there's a transit involving Mars, Casper's ruling planet of the chart, price movement of a day. On October 29th, we have transiting Jupiter squaring to natal Saturn. This will also give negative price movement. November 3rd, transiting Sun is squaring to natal Saturn. Again, this is also a negative price movement. So between October 29th and November 3rd, expect the price movement to be in a downward momentum, especially with the Jupiter squaring Saturn and then the Sun squaring Saturn of this chart. And we have transiting Jupiter conjunct next to natal Uranus on November 15th. This should be a very positive transit because Uranus is involved, and that indicated in the chart those epic movements. This could be a very significant price increase for Casper. December 6th, we have transiting Mars trine to the natal Sun. Again, very, very positive price for Casper. The following day, the Sun is opposite of natal Mars. During these 2 days, expect a lot of volatility between these 2 days. I would say expect the day before, maybe December 5th, the price to really start increasing, and then the closer it gets to the 7th, the price could just suddenly go back down. On December 30th, we have the transiting Sun will be on top of the chart on the midhaven point. This is squaring the natal Sun. This is negative for the price movement because it's squaring the Sun, but also Saturn is sitting at 3 degrees of Pisces and 3 degrees of Taurus, is that Mars-Neptune line that you can expect great amount of volatility when anything is touching those points. So you have the Sun squaring the Sun and then Saturn sitting on that point. This will be negative. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading for Casper Network coin. One thing I do have to say is that although there are some negative aspects to this coin, there's also some very positive aspects in this chart. Anything that can happen will happen in crypto. This is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. With coins that you are particularly invested in, it's always good to do your research and follow them, stay up to date on their movements, on the platforms that they're doing on the blockchain, just to keep up to date, keep a watch on what the coin is doing so you can make an informed decision on how you want to move forward with your investment. Links are below. If you would like a coin reading, you have to join my Patreon to get one. You join, you request the coin reading, and I will produce a video for it. Like, subscribe, and share.